I discovered I could smell cancer as a child. My relative is still alive and kicking, so no sad stuff. However, when I was young, I would spend nearly every week with her. She was just very sweet and doted on me a lot, which was a stark contrast to my tumultuous home life, so I loved staying with her. When I was around 8, I went to her house after going on vacation and she smelled so bad. As a child, just being a child, I was honest. She seemed hurt and took a shower, but the smell didn't leave. I hate to admit, but I was so upset as a kid about the smell that I didn't want her to cook for me. The smell was just too much, and I have germophobic tendencies. In my child's mind, the smell would get near my food, and I had a meltdown over it, which was probably really shitty to be on the receiving end of in retrospect. A few weeks later, I was back, and the smell was still there. I was relentless. It smells like that possum in the road I saw one time. At that point, she began to get worried and decided to go to the doctor. Thank gods she did. Turns out she had melanoma. She had a procedure to remove the patches and made a full recovery. And after that, out of curiosity, she asked me if the smell was still there. So I hugged her tight to get a good whiff, and it was completely gone. A few years later, around 13 years old, I went to visit her and the smell was back. I told her, "Remember when you stunk?" And she said, "Oh no. Do I need to go to the doctor again?" This time she found out she was in very early stages of breast cancer. And we caught it so early that she had a mastectomy, again making a full recovery. The third time was melanoma again. But every time she's had cancer, I've caught it by scent. I'm curious if anyone else has ever smelled it. I've always had a very sensitive nose. I'm also curious if I only caught it because I know her smell well enough to notice if it changes. Like I could maybe only do it if I know the person's usual scent? For those who may be wondering, it smells like that sickly sweet, rotting dead animal on a hot day. If you've ever had the displeasure of smelling such a thing, either way, pretty trippy. I have always been curious about it. No one else in my family smelled what I was smelling.